Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is Tuesday, and I don't know what build day it is. We used to say the build day every single build day, but it's 300 and something. I don't know. Anyway, we have our builders on site, our two tilers we have on site. And this morning, what I did before they got started, I went ahead and cut the beveling. Remember I was talking about the travertine tiles yesterday? Well, I went upstairs and I pre-cut them, but I cut them while they were here so that they could see and get experience using the accessory device that gives you a perfect cut on every single tile, and using the miter cut on the diamond cut saw that we're using to cut the tile upstairs. We'll go up there in just a moment and we'll visit that area so I can show you actually what I did. So the plan for today is they're going to work on tiling. It's going to be tiling all day. My gardener that comes in the morning, he's come and gone. He worked on, if you see over here, you see the dirt. He finished putting the dirt inside where he pulled the sand out yesterday. And this afternoon, I suspect he'll fill that in with sod. And then I believe we will get started on the grass blocks down in the basement area in front of the garage door. That whole area, that's one big pad. I suspect that'll take about a week to get that done. But that's the plans for today. For me, maybe a little bit more work on the raised bed gardens this afternoon. I have to go. Remember I said I have to secure some more of the post. So I will take a trip probably to Wilcon this evening and see if I can't secure that, or at least find out if they have it in stock. Well, that's the plans for today. So let's go ahead and get today started. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Now, as promised, I'm going to tell you what I did this morning with the travertine tiles. I brought out 34 of the 2x6 travertine tiles, 2 inches by 6 inches. And how do I know 34? Well, what I did was I went around the enclosure for the doorway going into the shower, and I just measured, it's a rough estimate, approximately 34. And what I did was I set up the tile saw here. I put this on a 45-degree cut. And then what I did, I used this really neat little accessory, this little device right here, and it slides in and into this area right here, and it locks in, but not crooked like this, and it gives you a perfect 90-degree cut, especially if you're doing anything with repetition. So I pulled out 34 of these tiles, and I don't know if you could see, but you see the little bevel there. It's just under 50% of the thickness of the tile, and this is what I want. So this portion right here where the bevel is, that's going to be the corner. Instead of using trim, we are going to use the stone itself for the nice soft accent on the outside. So you have stone all the way around. It will wrap around stone going into the shower enclosure area. Now, I like doing that. I really like doing that as much as possible without having to use the trim. Now, when you do something like ceramic tile, whether it be porcelain or whatever kind of tile that you use, a lot of times the trim that you use makes a big difference. It's an accent on the eye. But when you use something as beautiful as travertine, I hate using the plastic trim inside there. So we'll use as much natural stone as possible. So that's what I did this morning. I cut 34 of them for these guys. I placed it over to the side, and then I expressed that I want them to use the little guide down there. Once they start cutting the repetition of these and cutting just like a third off of this, remember we're going to do a full section, a 2x6 in the center of the doorway, for the framing, and then we're going to have a portion of a tile on both sides. And I said to keep everything exact, use the tile saw with the adapter, and we'll get every single tile will be exactly the same. You won't see any inconsistencies. So anyway, we're good there. They have started inside, as you can see. They started with the tiling again. I will come and do a checkup from time to time during the day. But I think my focus this morning, I'm going to work again back down on the raised bed garden. I'm going to work a little bit on those diagonal slats. That's going to be the wall for at least the 3 sections that I was able to complete today before I secure the rest of those fence posts. Well, okay, I'm down here in the basement and I'm getting ready to put a quick plan together for how I'm going to do that fence over there, and I'll kind of share that with you here. But today I'm using the Filipino contractor approach. And that approach is don't really have a plan sometimes when it comes to doing things. Put something together, and if it doesn't fit, modify and correct, things like that. Not to that extent, I do have kind of a plan inside my head. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try to put what I have inside my head into a working model. And this is what I'm doing right now. I have a little 4x4 post right here, and I went ahead and cut a piece of my spindle wood right here, the handrail, and I cut it on a 45-degree angle to give you an idea of what I'm planning on doing, which is basically all of the wood's going to go like this, and they're going to match up all the way down here, one after the other. The top will be at a 45-degree as well. Then I need something to keep it from moving from side to side. Now I could go through each one. I could do a screw hole right here. I could do that and leave nothing on this side right here. Or what I could do is I could cut a section off of one of the handrails, a long section, the same length as the 4x4 post, run along, do a countersink right here and drop a stainless steel screw. Put one on both sides. So basically it would end up looking something like this on both sides all the way down the run. And that would look nice and finished as well. I haven't decided which way 100% that I want to do it yet. I'm kind of leaning towards this right here. This way, if I ever need to do anything with this, which I shouldn't need because it's composite wood, I don't think I'll ever have a problem with it. But I can unscrew these pieces and actually remove some of the wood. So let me figure out what I want to do here, and then we'll move forward. Now you can see I have 4 pieces of stock material that will do the securing of the 2x4s. Now I'm going to take this, I need much more than this, but this will get me started. And I don't want to cut too much because I just cut one entire section of one piece of wood, and I just want to make sure it works. Now, let you know, I had to sweep up. Normally I would leave all the debris here, and at the end of the day, I would sweep up all this area from all the cuttings from the circular saw going through this composite wood. It makes quite a mess, I'll tell you, but it's very soft to cut through because it's really like a lot of plastic inside there. But Hapone, that boy over there, he has a taste, he has an affection to eat this stuff right here. So I have to clean all this up, or he'll be inside here doing what he's doing here, licking on. Hey, stop licking everything up on the floor. He puts everything in. He's like a baby. He puts everything in his mouth. So anyway, let me go ahead and do some measurements out there. We'll do some drilling and cutting, and we'll try to get at least one section assembled. Okay, now this is the top section. I went ahead and secured the outer strips that will hold the diagonal pieces in place. And I got to thinking, well, I'm going to need access to be able to screw this back on, the end caps, to the post. So what I did a cut here. I did an exaggerated 45. That's more probably like about a 70-degree cut right there. And what I did was so that I hopefully can get my screwdriver to be able to push the screw through here to the post. We'll see in just a minute. So the next thing I need to do, I need to cut these at a 45-degree angle, basically here and along the bottom right here. And I need to make sure that from the bottom of this portion to the bottom of this portion right here, it's no higher than 13.5 centimeters. So that is going to be, that's from my top and the bottom, and I gave myself enough room for a little bit of wiggle play inside there. Remember, it's going to be covered up. You won't see this much of it because of the trim that goes on the top and the bottom. So 13.5 should give me should be about the right number. So let me go ahead and do that. I need to do some calculations here. I get a template and go ahead and get the cutting. Okay, let me show you how I plan on doing the miter cut to achieve 13.5 centimeters. So I took my tape rule, and what I did was I measured from the back wall here to this little spot, and I made a mark on a table. That's 13.5 centimeters. And I'm going to take this board right here, I'm going to put it up against the wall, I'm going to come over to my mark, I'm going to scribe it on here, then I'm going to take it over to the miter saw and cut it on that point right there. And what that will do, that will give me a cut straight across here so that this angle at a 45 is the same as this one, and the height from this area to the next one to the top is going to be 13.5 centimeters. Let me go ahead and get that started, and then we'll start matching it up inside the fence itself. Now I know this isn't nearly enough, but I'm going to go ahead and start lining these up on the floor because I think I need a length of about 151 centimeters for this section that I'm doing. I don't know how many it's going to take to do it. It would probably be easy to calculate if I measure from here, but it doesn't matter. I just know I need around 151. And then what we'll do is we'll correct both ends to go inside the post side. We will make an angle that will fit perfectly inside there. We're going to have some smaller pieces that go inside, and that should do it. Let me go ahead and put these on the floor now and see how many more that we'll need. Well, my crew just passed through the garage down here to remind me that that's the sign language for it's lunchtime, I'm going to eat. So they headed outside to eat, and I don't know if I have, I think I have almost the exact amount I need here, but it's lunchtime for me too, and so I'll work on this after lunch. I'll come back to this. Let's go upstairs real quick before I start lunch. Let's look where we are inside the comfort room up there and see how far these guys have gotten today. So as you can see, they're in the challenging area right now. They have this section, this is the beam. Remember, we have the beams. We did exposed beams throughout the house. We didn't conceal them underneath any type of a ceiling. So they have the beam here, which means when they do the edge, they're gonna have to do a small section. And I think it's one of those kind of things, unless you really calculate your room when you're putting your tile up, you normally don't want a small strip. But they're going to have to do a small strip there, I can see already. Something that looks to be, about 2.5 centimeters maybe. So they're working on that. There was a major problem when I came in today. We discussed it yesterday about how the travertine was going to work. So I explained to them, and Ness was there, so there was no misunderstanding with interpretation. And the way it was supposed to work was on the inside here. Remember I told you yesterday, a full section of travertine, the 2x6, so 2 inches wide. And then there would probably be a little bit less, maybe a 1/4 of an inch less on the 2 outside pieces to match up with the size of this beam, about the header that goes above the entranceway into the shower area. Well, I'm looking down here, and it looks like they kind of modified it so that it's 3 full 2-inch sections. And that's fine, as long as it matches up perfectly with the tile when we go up here. It looks like that's what they did. But that's not where the problem was. That is not an issue. The problem was, and you can't see it now, or maybe you can see a little bit. I'm going to show you something down here on the floor. And when the original construction team came and they built this wall, the enclosure here, this wall here is literally 2.5 centimeters off center. It is not square. This side right here, we have this much more room than we do way over in the corner over there. It was a gross miscalculation because they don't use squares. They don't use carpenter squares here. This team doesn't. And I can show you, because the tile, if you look at the tile on this side, it's pretty much nice and square. It's a little bit off, but it's very close to being square on this side. It's probably a little over 1 centimeter off, because this wall was crooked in this way and this wall was very crooked in this way. But if you look at this side, you see the big gap right there where the mosaic tile stops and the wall begins. Well, if you can follow it all the way to the back, it goes into the mosaic tile right there. So by the time it gets to this point right here, from the back to here, it is literally, the wall is that far off square. So what I asked them to do, when we're going to fix this wall for looks. We're going to fill it in with tile adhesive. It's going to take a lot. I'm going to have to get more bags of tile adhesive. But you can see, right, you see how much tile adhesive is stuck inside there? Well, when it gets to the other end, there's only going to really be about 500 millimeters, or 50 millimeters, about 1/2 centimeter back in that end back there. But here, it's 2.5. This is the 2.5 centimeter correction that we have to make right here. So it's going to fill. And that was where the problem was. But when I first came here earlier to inspect, they were putting it right to the edge. They were using the wall as a guide, not the squareness. So I said, let's please correct this now, because I hate to walk inside the shower every single day. And I look at details. And when I see the wall here, and I see the mosaic down at that end only this wide, and then it gets wider and wider, 2.5 centimeters at this end, I'll go crazy. So they accommodated me, and they're going to go ahead and do the correction with the tile adhesive on here for the wall, which means we're just going to have a bigger piece. I'd lose 2.5 centimeters of shower, but I would rather have a square shower and it be square all the way around with less than 2.5 centimeters on this, just on this side right here, than to have this wide gap here and it be like a pie-shaped shower going in there. Well, it is actually raining outside. It went from a little bit heavier rain, now it's light. I expect it should stop pretty soon. But I can't really work anymore outside in the rain, doing any drilling or anything like that in the raised bed garden. So what I'm going to do, this is a mess inside here in the workspace right here. So I'm going to clean up a little bit of this. Now the guys up on the second floor, no interruption for what they're doing. They're continuing on with the tiling. My gardener, sitting out in the Baje Cubo, can't do anything when it's raining, so he's getting a free break. So what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to clean, and then if it stops raining, I'll try to get that last segment of fence in. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get that done today. What I might do, I might cut all those pieces of railing that go in on those 45-degree angle for the next one and have it prepared. If it does stop raining anytime in the next hour, I can go out and I can knock that out pretty fast. Well, it is almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like 4:30, but everybody's breaking down and getting ready to take off for the day. We got lots of things accomplished. Actually, the sun came out again, and the rain stopped, and that was only for really the last hour of the day. But it allowed me to come out here and finish both the sets of the panels out here. So you can see over here, these are done. Now I have to get some more, I need some more material to finish this. I could do this one, possibly tomorrow, because I doubt I'm going to be able to score the post tonight. So tomorrow I will probably be working on this one. But I just want you to take a look and see how these two came out and how I did the 45 degrees where they meet in the center like an arrowhead. Now I am happy with that. I just need some more material so I can complete the other side. A little bit at a time. Rome wasn't built in a day, and Villa Feliz obviously is not being built in a year. But we're going to finish it all, and patience is a virtue around here. Let's walk upstairs and see where we're at in the comfort room. I haven't been up there in about an hour, so I know they were working on the travertine tile for the enclosure of the door going into the shower. And there was some more regular tile being done. Let's go see where we're at. All right, so up here you can see they started down on the travertine, so they didn't get a heck of a lot, but they're making corrections here. That's going to take some time. Remember what we talked about at lunchtime. So they got some of the travertine liner here and here. All of this was done today. This section right here. Again, most of this was done before lunch. We saw that, and they worked. Remember, all that was done before lunch also. So I don't think there was much more attention done here. I think the main focus was right in this area today. That took the heaviest amount of workload. I need to, I don't know if tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, since we're moving so fast. Once this is done, and this is intricate, it takes a while to do this. To do what we're doing here. Once this is done, this is going to move very quickly because it's just this type of tile out here. So I need to get the corner bench installed. The corner bench, where is that at? I don't know where I put that. It's somewhere around here. So I need to get the corner bench installed. I will install that myself, and they will be able to tile around that once they get to that point. I think that's about it for today. We got some tiling done, we got some garden work done, we got some fencing done in the garden in the back. And Hopon, did you do anything today? I don't think you did much of anything today. I think you just kind of chilled out and watched everybody while they were working hard today. So tomorrow I think is going to be a lot of the same from today. A lot of tiling. I plan on working again in the garden in the back, the raised bed garden, doing construction. And then of course my gardener will be here working again, doing more sodding in the front, because we're getting close to doing the driveway base area down right by the front of the garage. So that being said, I think I'm going to close, but before I close, I need to check. I think we have one birthday shout out for today. Hold on. Hey Hopon, do we have any birthday shout outs today? Huh? How about it, Hopon? Yeah, we got a birthday shout out today. Well, Hopon reminds me, we have a birthday shout out for today. And it's Rowena Canless's husband, Jake. He's celebrating his 42nd birthday today here on September, what is today? September 18th. So anyway, to you, Jake, we want to wish you a happy birthday. Well, we're going to close for today. If you enjoyed today's video, please give us a thumbs up. Please share. And if you have not subscribed yet, what? Just click on that little My PI Dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen. You will be subscribed and notified the next time we upload a new video. So until such time, you have a wonderful and blessed day.